Reports are just coming in of an explosion at Liverpool Street Station here in London.
Hi, my name's Callum Howard and I'm the production manager here at The Response.
Completely wiped out, 2 confirmed fatalities.
I came onto the project about 3 weeks ago, and since then it's been my job to just do the legwork and the logistics to help give John the creative mind space to do his fantastic writing. It treats a very sensitive topic with an amazing amount of delicacy. All the characters are so well rounded and layered, and the amount of research he's put into this is absolutely staggering. The continued funding from the Arts Council has allowed us to put on free showings to both the public and surrounding schools and other places of education. We have to say a massive thank you to the Seagull for allowing us the space and time to come in here to rehearse the play.
What's good is that we've got some Arts Council funding coming into Lowestoft, because we've been quite neglected, which I think even the Arts Council have seen and recognised and are trying to amend, because we all know the Seagull's an amazing resource for the town, and it's just making other people see it as well.
The next station is King's Cross and Pancras.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
My name is James Cutler, and I play Ghazi. Ghazi, yeah, he's kind of the street corner preacher for his kind of ideology and what he believes, which ruffles quite a lot of feathers.
We're the fastest growing religion in the world. And 5 years from now, we're going to run this world.
And as a consequence of which, he's perfect pickings for The Response.
Rights taken, lives taken, kids killed by drones.
I think it was just more the piece in general that, John's got something to say that's quite apparent, I think. And I think what's beautiful about it is there's no kind of doctrine that you're sort of hit over the head with. And, as an audience coming to it, you're going to make up your own mind as to what's right and what's wrong. And I think actually those lines aren't so clear when they're investigated.
And what's this fifth bomber bullshit, man? Was no fifth bomber, what are you trying to do?
It's one thing on the page, and then you get people together and you read it, and then everyone's got their own history in life, and that starts to infuse the piece even more so, and John's been lovely in the fact that that's not always a given, that's taken on board, so just even hearing what people have to say, I think, is also another way of just melting everyone in line with what's going on.
Country of free speech, right? Tape him up. A bomber. What, parcel force here?
No, I think it's lovely. I think it's just nice to be part of a lovely space and a lovely group of people that are all trying to do something. And I also think it's lovely that there's been support for that when it's not, directly funded or championed by, say, a studio or something like that. It makes the challenge even harder. And there's a group of people here in Lowestoft that are championing something of their own, and I think that has immense merit.
I am Jennifer Matta and I'm playing Tavi. She's part of one of the guys, and she believes fully what their statement of truth is, really, without giving anything away. And what is she like? Oh, she is complicated. She's had a difficult past, and she's in a relationship with one of the guys in the group. And she's fierce. Pretty scary, potentially. So it's been a challenge, actually, trying to connect with her.
The difference.
Sugar, if you think I'm going along with a girl my daughter's age marrying anyone, you've got another thing coming.
How many kids do you have?
Alive? I met John about 20 years ago, so I've known him quite a long time. And so I know he's a brilliant writer, so I knew that already. But then when he sent me some of the first drafts that he wrote, it's intense and it's a really loaded script that's packed full of so much drama.
Well, if I'm not there with you and Vix watching the match, then it's more than likely I'm where I say I am, scoring some overtime, so you can... No, you can just piss off.
Oh my goodness, it is really exciting. It's a huge challenge for me personally with my character. And meeting the cast and working with the cast for these 2 days, everyone is so strong. John's so brilliant and generous with his writing and with his direction. And everyone else is really generous and open with how they are. So working together has been gorgeous. And we've worked 2 days solidly on trying to understand who we're playing and understand where we come from. And so now trying to start working it out between us is awesome. It's going to be really good.
My name is Mark Finbo and I'm an actor in the Response, and I'm playing Oldie. He's former military. He's been out in Afghanistan, and he's come back kind of broken. He's very angry, and he's developed a philosophy during and since his time fighting over in Afghanistan, which comes to play in the events of this of the Response.
You may be right. Thought slotting you've got me so hard. Yeah.
His journey's pretty straight, but we learn a great deal more about him and his philosophy and way of life in the second half of the play, which develops his narrative journey and his character a great deal more. It's really interesting.
Horrifying tenderness and care. Oldie holds Ghazi's face and shaves his cheek with a lethally sharp blade. A beat, then he wipes it on Ghazi's robe.
Listen to the man.
Ghazi knows him.
Yeah, it's been good. John's been sending me drafts. I think even read the first 20 pages maybe. No, the first 11 pages first, and then it's gradually building up. So I've kind of seen it develop, which has been great. There's some great twists actually that I didn't see coming in the second half, which yeah, this is worth coming to see for them because this is good storytelling. But it's going to be great. Great cast, great play, great director, great venue. Should be great.
Well, we're on day 2 at the minute, and yesterday we did our first read-through as a group, which was fascinating because you sort of read it by yourself in your room and you're kind of putting all these sort of accents and faces to names, but it's only when it's like together and people imbue it with their own style that it really comes off the page. And then, of course, that presents 1,000 more questions because then you're like, oh, I didn't read that bit like that, and I didn't realise that was sort of bubbling away under the surface, or that perhaps a bit was funny or sarcastic that I hadn't read as being that. So it's like every time you unpack one bit, there's 1,000 more questions.
Aisha was 9.
Well, you want me to go apologist and say she wasn't really? She was 18. What do you want me to say?
How about you think it's wrong?
Wait, today? Of course!
Trying to get into the mindset of someone who's in the position I'm in. So what, in my head, can I relate that to? That kind of fear, that level of emotion, that level of literally fighting for your life and everything you know and hold dear without it being crass or fake. Because, I mean, it's like the stakes couldn't be any higher.
And you're killing us for that.
Oh, what else Can we do no one is listening?
You may feel that way, but it's not true. We'll never get to a point where that's possible.
I think that it offers a really amazing insight into a world that most people know nothing about. When I first read this script, what really jumped off the page to me was like, wow, these characters are so clear, and their world, it just pops off the page, and yet I have no experience of this world. I don't know anyone living in it or who speaks like that, and yet it just came to life, like this whole imaginative universe. And I think people will just love being transported to this place that they don't usually access.
I'm Avin Shah and I'm playing the part of Imad. He is a doctor who has been kidnapped as a belief that he was the 5th 7/7 bomber and a sort of sleeper or somebody who slipped under the radar of the special forces and the police who are investigating the bombing. The question is whether he really is involved or he is actually who he says he is, which is a doctor and a good family man and a quiet practicing Muslim, like the majority of the Muslim population.
Someone brainwashed you because nothing about you is Muslim.
I think it's the duality within the part, the fact that you actually do question during the play, it's not black and white whether he is who he says he is. And it's almost like a forgotten swathe of England, which is the ordinary Muslim.
What he does, fine by you. Of course not. I struggle with him and I struggle with you, but it's fine.
More that it is a play that makes me feel extremely uncomfortable and very vulnerable in that it makes me ask questions about how I really feel. I've realised that it's a time that I need to be questioning my own prejudices and, if you like, my own prejudice.
My name is Durrahmani Kamara. I'm playing the role of Benjay. He's like a really broken soul. I can tell he's been through a lot. You know, I think he's a heroin addict as well. It's basically like a tragedy, you know what I mean? That everything is just a lot on him. So when he sees Tavi, it kind of brings a lot of positivity to him, you know what I mean? So it's like, this is his first good sight he's ever seen in a long time.
I got nothing but good memories here. Coming here with Dad and seeing that blonde hair of yours when I was a kid. First ever proper job.
So when I first heard about the play, it already like just caught my attention because it's a very serious topic, and I don't think there's actually been I don't think there's been plays about this particular topic, you know, with the terrorist attack of the 7/7. So I was really intrigued as to how they would put the idea on stage and stuff. And I understand it's just a fictional version of what happened the following year. So seeing that really just intrigued me. I just thought, yeah, this sounds like a really interesting project.
If I die in a place I love, someone I like, school days, it's better than I thought I'd be. That's fine.
Whoa, the audience reaction. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a lot of shock. I hope it's shock, but in a way they kind of see the good of it.
Family man, he's no more a terrorist than
Wait, why are you telling me all this bullshit?
Just that everyone's brilliant, so it's just really fun working with all these incredible talents and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's learning from everybody, so it's really cool.
Why the audience should come is because it's brilliant writing, it's a great cast. There's really strong messages in there, and I think hopefully really thought-provoking.
People should come and see The Response because it taps into a fear that everyone has at the moment. All of us have seen terrorist attacks, and well, even if we haven't seen them happening, we've seen them in the media, on the television, and we all know that narrative, or we think we know what that narrative is. But it's about seeing it from someone else's perspective as well, and that's scary. And yeah, it's good to watch and explore.
Yeah, I think it's great that it's happening in Lowestoft as well, and I think it's great to get it in front of a local audience, and for that reason to change. We all think we know what the truth, but we have our ideas about how things are, and I think this play opens up and presents many other ideas that will make us reconsider the truth.
Because it's fantastic new writing by the amazing local John Hales. And yeah, it holds a big fat mirror up to the audience, which I think is really brave. I think everyone's going to sit there and go, oh shit, I've got to actually make a decision here about what I think. So I think that's one of the main reasons why you should come and see this play, is it stimulates you and questions your inner core.
Why should people see The Response? Because I think John's written a play which is about helping us to reevaluate, or making us reevaluate what we think about certain fundamental human values.
One of the reasons why you should also see the play is because it just shows really accurate things that's happening in society, and just like stuff that doesn't really get talked about. So I think it just shows the audience how literally anybody can have the potential to be evil, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's why you should come see the show.
Them is my answer. Come and see it for these guys, because they've taken something that I've worked on and to a whole new level.
I think people should come and see this play because it's completely relevant, it's cutting edge, and it's uncompromising, and it's a wicked piece of drama.